Motivation and willpower, two things we absolutely need if we're going to have success with weight loss, with a diet or exercise program, or improving our health. However, we often find that motivation and willpower fail us. So today I'm going to share some actionable ways that you can ensure that you never run out of motivation and willpower. And it starts with outsmarting the future you. Hey, what's up? I'm Melanie Ash of MelanieAshFitness.com and Fitness Evolution Personal Training Studio here in Columbus, Ohio. I'm a personal trainer, a fitness nutrition specialist, a weight management specialist, and a women's wellness expert. And one topic I'm hearing about a lot from women that I work with is willpower and motivation, and sometimes we just don't have it. And oftentimes a client will say to me, I know I just need to be more motivated, or I'm just not motivated and I don't know why, but I should be. Well, the truth is, if you're expecting to be motivated or to always have willpower, you're setting yourself up for failure because those two things are depletable resources. Think of your motivation and your willpower like a battery. So when you wake up on a Monday morning, you've had a great weekend and a great night's sleep, you're rested, you're recharged, your motivation, willpower are at their highest. Then you start to go throughout your day and throughout your week. And all day long, you're making decisions. You decide what to have for breakfast. You decide different things throughout the day at work. You decide what, where, and when, how you will work out. You see something tempting and you decide whether or not you'll give in to something tempting. Every time you make a decision, even decisions not related to your health, your diet, or your exercise, that battery of motivation and willpower is draining power and it's losing power and it's getting down lower and lower and lower. So what happens is we come home at the end of a long day, or maybe we hit Thursday during the week, and that battery power is pretty low. Maybe it's even completely dead. So what happens then is we know we're trying to lose weight. We should have a healthy dinner, but I'm just going to go and get something fast and go to Chipotle. It's really not that bad. So I'll just do this today, and then tomorrow will be better. Well, our motivation, our willpower ran out. And that is something that absolutely is going to happen. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It's just that that resource is a battery, and you drain that battery every time you use it. And the way to conserve the battery of your motivation and willpower is the same way you conserve the battery on your cell phone, by not using it. By not using it, but I'm supposed to be motivated and have willpower, right? How can I stay on track on my goals and do these things I know I need to do if I'm not using motivation and willpower? You do this by creating habits so that you don't have to make decisions, which means that it's just something that you do, like meal planning and prepping, which I've talked about. During the weekend, when you have time and you're feeling really motivated about your week, plan out those meals. Get everything prepared ahead of time. Have it ready to go so that during the week you don't have to think about it. You just grab your lunch and you eat your prepared lunch. That's a habit. Get in the habit of doing that. Having water with you all day long and constantly drinking water is a habit. And the more we reinforce that, it's not a decision. It's just something that you do. The second way that you can keep your motivation and willpower strong, or you can keep on track when they fail you, is by outsmarting the future you. So think of present you, Monday morning you, motivated, you know what you want to do, you have conviction and commitment, and you're like, these are the things I'm going to do this week. Future you is like 5 p.m. you or Thursday afternoon you. What's she like? She's tired. She's been working all day. She's been running around like crazy. She's tired. She's making decisions. She's not super motivated. She's the one who's going to screw you. Future you. So what you have to do, present you needs to outsmart future you so she can't screw you over. Make it hard for her. Create obstacles for her so that she has to think about it and she can't take you to McDonald's and get drive-thru. How do you do that? Here are 4 suggestions, and then you guys can think of your own. And if you're on watching live, I'd love for you to tell me maybe what are some of your biggest struggles related to motivation and willpower and where you find yourself failing with motivation and willpower. And after I give these 4 tips, I'm going to try to help you maybe find some ways that you can outsmart yourself so that that doesn't keep happening to you. Okay, so here's some actionable strategies. Outsmart the future you. Plan ahead So meal planning and prepping. Also, healthy snacks. So have healthy snacks stashed in your purse, in your desk drawer at work, and in your car. So that when, 5 p.m. you needs to get to the gym, but you're like, I'm starving, I haven't eaten, I should skip this workout. Present you, motivated you, threw a little pack of nuts in your desk drawer. You have nuts. Great. Have your nuts. Go to your workout. Number 2, when you're feeling motivated and you are really focused, do a little bit of diet recon work. I want you to find the 2 healthiest or best option restaurants closest to your work and closest to your home, and then find the 2 best menu items from both of those restaurants. That's 4 menu choices that will allow you to eat out at a restaurant but still keep you on track towards your goals. And then present motivated you has these 4 meal ideas. If you need them, you got them stashed either in the back of your mind or even write them down, so that when 3 p.m. Thursday you forgot her lunch and she's at work and she's starving and she only has a little bit of time to get something to eat before a meeting, she's not going to go to the drive-thru or go down to the cafeteria at work and get some really unhealthy meal that's not going to support her goals. She's going to go, I know I can go over here and get this menu item and it's going to keep me on track. She doesn't have to rely on the motivation or willpower. You've done the work for her by taking away the decision. So have that diet recon done so that future you is not going to screw you over by saying, I don't know what to get and I don't have time to figure it out. I just got to go here and eat whatever, and then I'm going to feel bad about it and it's going to set me back on my progress. Number 3, I love this one. Portion your snack foods into individual baggies. When you get home from the grocery store and you have a big old container of nuts, a bag of dark chocolate chips, some potato chips or pretzels, right away, take those big bags and portion out individual servings into little sandwich bags. While you're at it, take a few of those and stash them in your car, your purse, and your desk so you've got your little snacks that you need. Individual portions. Here's why this works. When we snack from a big bag or a large container, it's really easy for us to just A, keep doing it, and B, not realize how much we're eating because we're eating from a big bag. So the indentation, the discrepancy isn't as obvious to us. I mean, how many of us have done that without really thinking? Next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, I ate like half the bag of this thing. It's like hundreds of calories. I wasn't even that hungry. Whoops. Here's how you avoid that. Portion it immediately into individual baggies. And then when you're like, I really want some chocolate chips, and you grab that individual chocolate chip baggie, A, you have to acknowledge the amount that you're eating. So first, it causes you to look at that individual baggie. Do I really want to eat 140 calories of dark chocolate chips right now? Is this going to be worth it later? So there's that little barrier. And the second one is once you've eaten that little baggie and maybe, okay, I wanted to satisfy a craving, I had a baggie, you're very unlikely to reach for a second, because you have to acknowledge that this is now 280 calories of chocolate chips you'll eat if you eat 2 bags. And if you're anything like me, you won't eat a few out of that individual portion bag because now you've screwed up the portions, right? That it just doesn't, can't do that. They're already set. So you're very unlikely to overdo it if you've already portioned out your individual snacks into baggies. It's like the 100-calorie packs. I mean, that might be a marketing gimmick, but it actually is pretty smart. Self-control without having to have self-control, right? Pre and post self-control. Motivated you has outsmarted lazy, tired, snacky you, who's not going to end up eating 4 bags of individual portions because she's going to have to know then that she's eating hundreds of calories, and that's probably going to give you enough time to stop and think, I don't really want to do this, and I'm sabotaging my goals. All right, this last one, sign up for workout classes and, if you can, pay in advance. So sign up ahead of time and pay for it online if you can. So when Monday morning rolls around, you're like, all right, I'm super motivated. I'm going to get this workout in tonight. I'm going to go to this class at 5:30 tonight. Don't just tell yourself you're going to go. Sign up and pay for it. Because when 5 o'clock rolls around and future you, 5 o'clock Monday, you worked all day, and the couch sounds a lot better than going to a workout class. Shoot, it's 5 o'clock. If I'm not going to go, I have to cancel now. If I cancel now, I don't get my money back. Shoot, well, all right, I'll just go. You go, you do it, you feel better when you're done, and you're more likely to repeat that again. It gives you a little external accountability so that you don't really have the choice. You've already signed up. You do have the choice, but you have to acknowledge that you're making the choice. Whereas if you tell yourself in the morning, I'm going to go to that workout class tonight. Yeah, I think I'll go. You know 5 o'clock you is not going to want to go. So you have to outsmart her. You have to be her motivation. The way to never run out of motivation and willpower is by ensuring yourself ahead of time, creating those obstacles that allow you to not have to make decisions. So hopefully those are some helpful, actionable strategies that you can use to keep yourself motivated, because you're going to deplete that willpower. It happens, it's normal, it's okay, but you gotta think ahead. So as those of you who are watching live are on, I'd love to answer any questions you might have about anything diet, exercise, health, and fitness related. What do you struggle with most? Is it motivation? Is it avoiding temptation? Maybe you have a really hard time avoiding the foods that you like. Or maybe you just don't feel like exercising. You have a hard time getting to the gym or getting workouts in. Pop in there, let me know what your struggle is, and I'll help you out with that. And while you guys are thinking on that, first, I want to ask you to sign up for my 30-day app challenge. It is free if you're not already in there. We have this really cool Facebook group where you have access to me and can ask me questions anytime, all the time, which usually is something only my clients are able to do. Get a 30-day calendar of ab exercises and some dietary guidelines that are designed to help you feel leaner, less bloated, and have a flatter belly in just 30 days. The link is here with the video, so please do check that out. And lastly, so we talked about ways that present you, it's Monday, it's the start of a new month, maybe you're feeling super motivated right now. What is one thing that present you can do today to outsmart future you, Friday afternoon you, or middle of the month you, who's just not feeling it, who's just not motivated, and who is likely to screw present you over by not sticking to these goals that you have that you're feeling really strong about right now? What is one thing that you can do to keep yourself on track, that you can do now to prevent her from having to make the decision later? I'd love to know what that is. Type it in the comments. Plan for it. Set yourself up for success. And don't expect to stay as motivated as you are today, because you won't. And that's all right. It's totally normal, and it doesn't mean that you can't have success. Thank you guys so much for being there. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Tracy. Those of you guys who gave it the thumbs up, who checked in, thank you so much for being there. And as always, little by little, a little adds up to a lot. So remember, even the smallest of steps taken today towards being a better you will add up big over time. And before you know it, you might just be closer to where you want to be, but you got to be patient. Give it time. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. Take care.